Fistfights, eye gouges, red cards flying like confetti. August 17th, 2011, the night El Clásico stopped being football and became a battlefield. Pep Guardiola's Barcelona wanted to excite. Jose Mourinho's Real Madrid, they wanted to win. Two managers, two philosophies, one stage, the Spanish Super Cup final. But what happened on that afternoon shocked the game to its core. Jose Mourinho flipped the switch and took the dark arts to its deepest level. 11 yellow cards, a massive brawl, the game that revealed the other side of football, the one that turned Pep Guardiola into a ruthless beast, the game that will forever be referred to as the most savage El Clásico in Spanish football history. But to understand how we got here, we need to rewind, because this wasn't just one match. It was the climax of a rivalry that had been boiling for months. You see, back in 2011, football witnessed something completely insane. Barcelona and Real Madrid didn't just play one Clásico, they gave us 4 of them in just 18 days. 4 games, 2 managers who hated losing more than anything, and a rivalry so heated it felt less like sport and more like a battle for survival. Across those 4 matches, we got everything. 7 goals, 5 red cards, and friendship shattered right in front of us. Sometimes the football was pure art, other times it was chaos. Violent, exhausting, downright ugly. But here's the twist. Those clashes weren't even the main event, they were just the opening act. 4 months later, when Barcelona and Madrid locked horns again in the Spanish Super Cup, every drop of that bad blood came flooding back. And that night made it clear. The fire was still raging and the war between Guardiola and Mourinho was far from over. Barcelona's season wasn't just dominant. It was like watching a machine crush everything in its way. By May, the league was already wrapped up. No questions asked. Real Madrid had a strong run, no doubt. But when it came down to the big moments, Barcelona always had that extra edge. Still, Madrid wasn't about to let their rivals write the whole story. They finally snapped an 18-year drought in the Copa del Rey. And of all teams, they did it against Barcelona. And this lit the fuse for something even bigger, the Spanish Supercopa, another El Clásico. The first leg at the Bernabeu had everything you'd expect from a rivalry this big. Fireworks right from the start. Madrid came out flying into tackles, pressing high, refusing to give Barcelona a moment to breathe. And just 13 minutes in, Mesut Ozil slipped in behind after a sharp setup from Benzema, and suddenly Madrid were in front. But against Barcelona, leads don't last. Villa answered with a jaw-dropping strike in the 36th, and Messi twisted the knife right before halftime. Still, Madrid weren't going down quietly. Xabi Alonso pulled them level in the 54th minute, and from that moment on, the match exploded into madness. By the final whistle, 5 bookings had piled up, and the chaos was just as much a part of the story as the goals. But Madrid walked off the pitch feeling 2 things at once. Pride, because they had outplayed Barcelona in almost every department, and frustration, because the scoreboard didn't show it. 20 shots to 6, 53% possession against the masters of possession, and yet Barcelona needed just 2 shots on target to get their goals. If not for Valdés standing on his head in goal, Madrid would have been celebrating this statement win. Now the scene was shifting to Camp Nou, August 17th, 2011, the second leg of the Spanish Super Cup final. Real Madrid came out swinging. From the very first minute, 39 seconds in, to be exact, Cristiano Ronaldo, after orchestrating the move himself, fired a dangerous ball toward Victor Valdés, swarming Barcelona's defenders with half a dozen Madrid shirts. From there, it was relentless. Jose Mourinho's side pressed high, hunted in packs, and made it clear they weren't here to admire Barcelona's beauty. They were here to tear it apart. And Guardiola, meanwhile, doubled down on trust. He sent out the same 11 players who had conquered Wembley in the Champions League final just a few months earlier, his untouchables. But this night, they looked strangely human. A sloppy pass from Xavi gifted Madrid their first big chance. Gerard Piqué seemed sluggish and lost. Sergio Busquets couldn't find the right rhythm. Pedro fought hard against Fabio Coentrão, but lacked the cutting edge Alexis Sanchez might have offered. For long stretches, Barcelona were pinned back, stripped of their identity. And when Barca didn't have the ball, they looked almost ordinary. Madrid continued throwing punch after punch, trying to wear down the opponent. But no matter how hard they pushed, that knockout punch never came. Because standing on the other side was Lionel Messi, the little Argentine magician who didn't just play football, he rewrote it in real time. Barcelona's passing finally clicked into place, strings pulled by Xavi at the heart of midfield. A perfect ball sliced through Madrid's back line, and Messi slipped Andres Iniesta through on goal. One World Cup hero against another. Iniesta against Iker Casillas. The Madrid goalkeeper rushed out, arms wide, but Iniesta stayed composed, coolly finishing to give Barcelona the lead. And just like that, the drama had its first twist. You see, that 1-0 scoreline told the story early. Real Madrid were hungry, but cracks in their defense were already showing. The centre-backs, especially Ramos, couldn't find their rhythm, and Fabio Coentrao looked lost, trying to keep up on the left. Still, Madrid had their flashes of brilliance. Pepe moved with the speed and cunning of a hunter. Cristiano Ronaldo attacked with pure fury, and Benzema was desperate to put his stamp on every play. Ozil, on the other hand, drifted in and out, almost invisible, without Kaká pushing him. Even so, Madrid kept coming, clawing their way back into the fight. And finally, the breakthrough came. A wicked cross from Benzema bounced chaotically through the box before dropping at Ronaldo's feet. One touch, a slight deflection, and just like that, he had his first goal at Camp Nou. The scoreboard read 1-1 in the 20th minute, and suddenly the game was alive. What followed was a relentless back and forth. Casillas pulled off stunning saves against Pedro and Messi, using both hands and even his legs to keep Madrid in it. Ronaldo unleashed a missile that rattled the crossbar, and Ozil fired off a sharp diagonal strike that forced Valdés into a desperate stop. But then came Messi. As the clock ticked toward halftime, Barcelona launched one of their devastating sequences. A corner wasn't cleared, and in the blink of an eye, Messi and Piqué combined with a slick 1-2. Piqué, in pure artistry, backheeled the ball into Messi's path. Without breaking stride, Messi curled a perfect shot over Casillas, the ball bending into the far corner. It was 2-1. Another dagger stabbed in right before the break, just like the first leg. The timing broke Madrid's spirit. You could almost feel the air getting heavier, the pressure sinking on Real Madrid. And the scariest part? This was just the first half. The real storm hadn't even hit yet. Coming on for Khedira in the second half, Marcelo wasted no time stretching Barcelona's defense. He flew down the wings, pulling defenders out of position and giving Real Madrid a sharper edge in the attack. Still, Los Blancos were desperate. They needed a goal to keep their championship hopes alive, while Barcelona slowed everything down, stringing together long spells of possession that drained the clock and frustrated their rivals. But Madrid didn't fold. They pressed harder, poured forward with more urgency. Then, in the 63rd minute, Higuaín came on for Di Maria, pushing Benzema out wide. The change almost paid off instantly. Ramos nearly headed home from a corner in the 70th minute, brushing the near post as the crowd gasped. Madrid's full-court press, Mourinho's bold counter to tiki-taka was suffocating. Barcelona still had the ball, but they were playing deeper, their deadly through balls losing bite from 50 and 60 yards out. Madrid's defense shut down every pocket of space, hunted down passes, and won the ball in midfield. Every turnover triggered another furious charge forward. Then, in the 81st minute, Kaká replaced Ozil, and suddenly the match flipped. From Kaká's corner, chaos erupted inside the box. The ball ricocheted in every direction, Barcelona's defense frozen in panic. Half chances piled up in a frantic scramble until Pepe nudged it toward Benzema. This time, the Frenchman didn't falter. He buried it. 2-2. Next up was Barcelona's newest signing, Cesc Fabregas, making his debut. And trust me, he's the reason the whole match took a dark turn, but we'll get to that in a second. You see, at this point it felt like Madrid had the upper hand. Barcelona looked shaky, retreating, while the crowd roared the home team forward. But then the twist. The one you always see coming in football but can never prepare for. Messi. In the 87th minute, Barcelona carved Madrid apart with a dazzling sequence. Fabregas, the debutant, combined slickly with Adriano before linking with Messi himself. In the blur, the move was finished with a strike so precise, Casillas couldn't even flinch. The Madrid defense stood stunned, undone by brilliance, 3-2, and just when it seemed the curtain had finally fallen, it hadn't. The match had been a masterpiece in motion up to that point. Two giants of football trading blows, the kind of beautiful chaos only high-speed attacking play can create. It had all the makings of a perfect football story, the type of poetic ending every journalist dreams of. But then, reality came crashing in and tore it all apart. See, when Marcelo came on for Sami Khedira in the 45th minute, everything shifted. From the moment his boots touched the pitch, the atmosphere grew poisonous. The Nou Camp erupted with ugly chants of Mono Monkey aimed straight at him, and as the tension kept piling up, Marcelo finally cracked. Just before the final whistle, he launched into a brutal scissor tackle on Cesc Fabregas. Not the kind meant to win the ball, but the kind that could end a career. The referee didn't hesitate. Out came the red card. That's when it all went off. Players swarmed in front of the benches. Shoves turned into fists. Two separate fights erupted, the kind of melee that showed just how dark football's fiercest rivalry could get. Marcelo's tackle had lit the match, but the emotions simmering underneath, the racist chants, the bitter rivalry, the weight of defeat, turned it into an inferno. Amid the madness came one of the night's most infamous moments. Mesut Ozil tried to push through the pile-up, brushing against Barcelona's keeper, Victor Valdés. David Villa didn't like it. Words were exchanged, tempers flared, and Villa slapped Ozil across the face. Ozil exploded, lunging toward him, only to be dragged back by teammates. Both men were sent off alongside Marcelo. Rumors later swirled that Villa had insulted Ozil's religion, provoking his reaction. But with Barcelona fielding 3 Muslim players of their own, the story never really held water. And just when you thought it couldn't get uglier, Mourinho stole the show. While everyone's eyes were locked on the fight, Mourinho slipped into the shadows and pulled off one of the dirtiest moves El Clásico had ever seen. He crept up behind Barca assistant Tito Vilanova and out of nowhere jabbed him in the eye. Just a cold, cynical poke, followed by that smug smirk, chin high, daring the world to react. The Spanish press summed it up perfectly. Mourinho didn't just stir trouble, he turned El Clásico into El Fiasco. When the dust settled, Barcelona claimed their 3rd straight Super Cup, giving Pep Guardiola his 11th major trophy and pushing him past Johan Cruyff as the most decorated coach in club history. Mourinho, defiant as always, tried to downplay everything. He called Barcelona a small team, dismissed the Super Cup as a tiny little title, and feigned ignorance of his own shameful act with the line, "Pito Villanova? I don't know who this Pito is." But everyone knew and everyone saw. That night left marks that never really faded. Marcelo's name took another hit. Villa's spotless image got dragged through the mud. Mourinho looked humiliated, and Guardiola, he looked like a man already halfway out the door. Within a year, he was gone. Mourinho didn't last much longer either. Looking back, that one match didn't just stain a trophy, it broke people. Madrid broke Mourinho. Mourinho chipped away at Guardiola. Barcelona and Real Madrid broke each other. And while Madrid would go on to dominate Europe with 4 Champions Leagues in 5 years, and Barca would rule La Liga with 4 titles in 5 years, the rivalry itself was never the same. The line between them blurred that night under the weight of chaos, violence, and shame.